Hello there, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Today let's talk about the Louis Vuitton bags that I just don't like. The ones that I just don't love. And I come to you as a self-confessed Louis Vuitton lover. I love the brand, so it's nothing about the brand. These are just the styles of their bags. Well, 10 of the styles of their bags that I just don't like. I just don't love something about them, but this is just my personal opinion. If you love any of these bags, don't listen to what I say. Don't worry about what I say. This is just my opinion, and if you love them, you rock them. There are so many of my bags that people wonder what I'm doing, and really? But I love them, and that's all that matters. So if you love them, don't listen to me. But these are the 10 that I just can't get on board with. And number one, and I've mentioned this in so many videos before, and I know so many of you don't agree with me, but it is the on-the-go bag. I just don't like it. It's too square for me. It's too square, it's too boxy, it looks too rigid. Getting it under your arm, big boxy under your arm, it's just not the bag for me. And I think there's probably a team preference on the go or team preference never full, and I very much am team never full. I love that bag. I love the lack of structure. So all of the things that I dislike about the on the go is probably why I love the never full, but there's going to be just as many people that the more structured and more square look of the on the go works for. It's definitely a more finished looking bag. But for me, I just don't love it. And the on the go is £2,250. The Neverfull's about half of that for the GM size. For me, there's no comparison, but yeah, that's just for me. Number two, and no matter many times I have tried to like this bag, and I've tried to try this on because it comes in some really cool prints whenever they do limited editions. This bag will come in one. It's the Petite sac plate. Or to be honest, any of the sac plate bags. I just don't like the little box rectangle shape. Now, I think it's maybe because I much prefer a rectangle bag going this way, in the east-west shape. I don't really like them north-south. And north-south is what the Petite sac plate or the sac plate bag is. It's the up and down version. When I try that on, I just don't like the look of it as much for me. I like it when it's across the way, maybe because it's, you know, spreads across my girth a little bit more. But the up and down version, I just don't like. And the Petite sac plate, I don't think there's much to it that makes me, and I know I've got a cheek, but I just don't think there's much to it that makes me think that that bag commands the £1,380. Now, this is where we get into what is worth and what is relative, because there's plenty of other bags that I would spend that on that other people would think no, but personal preference, and this one's just not for me. I do like that it's come out in the new Paris Street Sign collection, and I think that that looks really cute on that size, but the bag in general is still a no for me. Number three is the Louis Vuitton Passy bag. I don't know what it is, because it's not dissimilar to the Pochette Métis, which I loved when I had. I'm not sure that I like the black LV clasp on it with the kind of gold outlining. I just don't love this bag. It reminds me also of the shape of a little bit of the Chanel Business Affinity, and I don't really like that bag either. I don't really like the shape of the smaller pouch on the front. I do really like the lining. The lining's like a deep pink colour. I think that's beautiful, but this bag as a whole, and it's £1,970, I just don't love. I don't know if I like the gold hardware with it. I love Monogram, so it's not the Monogram. I don't know if I love that clasp on the Monogram. This also reminds me a little bit of the new Oxford bag, which is the leather bag, and I love it. I love it. I'm not shopping right now, but I love it. If I was looking for a leather everyday bag, that would be high up my list. I think it's absolutely stunning. But the Passy bag, I just don't love. I just can't get on board with. And for being a Monogram lover, it's not that. There's just something about it. I don't know if there's too much going on with it, with the pocket and the big LV. And for me, too much going on with it. I know, I hear it, people, I hear it. But this one's just not for me. Number four is one of their new bags, and it's the Tillset bag. And this is £1,930. I just don't love this. This is the curved shape that doesn't finish the curve. It just kind of sits on a curve, so the bag wouldn't sit on its full end. It does have the reverse monogram on the flap, and I don't like reverse monogram. That's part of it. But if I'm honest, that's not all of it. It's the shape. I just don't love the shape of this bag. And I normally like unusual looking bags, but this kind of curved bag, I just don't love. And £1,930 in today's age in structured canvas bags, it's within the region. But I just don't love this one. I think it's the shape is the thing that gets me on this most. Number 5, and I've mentioned this before, and I know a lot of people love this, but it's the Neo Noe bag. And the Neo Noe is £1,560. So this is a pretty good price as per today's standards if you're looking for an everyday canvas bag. One of the good things about the Neo Noe is that it will hold a lot. It would be a very good everyday bag. This doesn't work for me though because the bucket bag shape just doesn't work. I tried it in the Chanel bag, which I adored the look of, and even though I love the look of the bag, I think I used it once. It just didn't work for me, and the bucket bag I've had to realise in general doesn't work for me. I don't like the shape of it under my shoulder when it's sort of sitting out, and I don't like it crossbody. I think it's too bulky. So for me, it's the bucket bag shape of this, although for an everyday bag at a reasonable, as per Louis Vuitton, price in Monogram or in the canvases, they come in different options. I think it is a really good option if that's what you're looking for. Just know in advance that the bucket bag's going to work for you. Number 6 is the Louis Vuitton On My Side bag. And in the MM, it costs £3,500. That's a lot of money. It is a leather tote bag, not unlike the Birkin shape, which is up here. So it's very similar to this. I just don't love it. I think for the price, £3,400 up to £3,500, I just don't love it. There's not enough about it, I don't think. I suppose this reminds me of a work bag. I guess you would fit a laptop in here if you bought a big enough size. It does have the strap. If a practical bag, work bag, carry everything handbag is what you're looking for, this might be a good option. But I suppose again, my love of the Neverfull's coming in with this, and this one's just not for me. Number 7, and I'm just wondering how many people I've offended and want to shout at me already, but remember, there's just my opinion. So many of my bags people don't love. Number 7 is the Vuitton MM Tote bag, and I wanted to love this just for the name because I love the Vendôme store and I've had great memories there, but I just don't love this bag. I think for me, it's too much of an everyday canvas larger handbag, and that's just not really what I wear. I don't really wear any everyday kind of larger handbag bags. I do have the tote bags, but this one, I just don't see me using this. I think I would like, if it was this style of bag, I still much prefer the one that Dale has, which is the carry-all in the bigger size in the black on front leather. I love the slouchy look of that. I love how that would look crossbody with a laptop and everything in it. I really like that look. This is probably an in-between one, whereas it's not a small bag and it's not a big slouchy bag like that. And this just isn't for me. It's £2,290 in the MM size. It looks to be a good option if you're looking for an everyday type of bag and this is the style that you prefer. But for me personally, this isn't the one that's going to convince me to spend that money on it. Number 8, and this one always gets me in trouble because people love this bag and I've mentioned it before. It's just not one of my favourite Louis Vuitton bags, and it's the Dolphin bag. In the MM, it's £2,750. I don't like it in the Monogram because of the reverse monogram on it, and that's not my favourite. Even in the new leather versions though, the style of this bag with the kind of flap of leather underneath the buckle is just not my favourite. There's just something about this bag that I don't love. There are other similar bags to this in Louis Vuitton that I do love. It's just the structure and the makeup of this particular one wouldn't be for me. I'm going back to the Oxford bag that we talked about earlier, which I absolutely love, and they're not totally dissimilar, but the Dolphin bag is just one of those bags that The reverse definitely puts me off the canvas version, but even in the leather versions, I just don't love this one. Number 9, and I just can't get on board with this. I can't. I really tried, because I like things that look a little bit vintagey, and I really liked the Chanel Trendy CC that looks a little bit like a granny bag, I've been told, and this is one that would give similar vibes. But I did go to see this in Edinburgh, and I will link that vlog above in case you've missed it. I did try this bag on. Just wasn't for me, didn't love it, and it's the Monogram clutch bag. This is £2,750, so that is a lot of money, and this is a relatively new bag, and they are bringing this out in new leathers and new colours. And when this first came out, I know that Deb was really interested in this. When I saw it in person though, I was really disappointed. I thought that it looked like it wasn't very well made. The one that I tried wasn't exactly symmetrical and wasn't exactly perfect. That obviously didn't help me encourage towards this bag. It does remind me of something that my grandmother would have worn, but I normally like that. I normally like that look, but I just don't love this. And even in the new leathers, even in the colours, oh, this one I think is one that I'm safe, that I won't be spending my money on. But I can see that if you have a very cool aesthetic, I'm probably not cool enough for this bag. I can see people with a very cool aesthetic that could really style this bag and make this look fabulous with certain outfits. But I know, as sure as I'm sitting here, that I'm not being able to pull this bag off. I know that I'm not going to be able to put this together with a look that pulls it off and takes it away from what I'm seeing in it to something cooler and edgier. It's just not going to work. And number 10 in this video, where I'm going to annoy some people, and it is the Louis Vuitton twist lock in the XL. Now, I really like the twist bag. And I have been on this channel a real supporter of the twist bag, even when the twist bag was down on its luck, even when nobody was giving a second look at the twist bag, before they'd brought out the Go 14, before they were pushing the twist bag and reinventing it. I was supporting the twist bag over in my little corner of the internet, but I just can't get on board with this twist lock XL. I just can't get on board. I know I'm repeating myself. I just can't see it working for me. It's the twist, it's the traditional twist bag, but the XL lock is massive. And I'll put it on the screen. I don't know what's wrong with the original, and maybe I'm showing my age, and maybe I'm a little bit stuck in my ways, as my mother would say, and maybe I'm a little bit, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And obviously we have to innovate, and we have to bring out new styles, and they have to move these things on. But I just don't really like this massive big XL lock. I think I prefer the original with the smaller lock. This one, I don't think, although, again, this is another bag that I think if you have a very cool aesthetic, I think you could really style this bag up and it would look fabulous. On me again though, I think I'm just too boring of my dressing, and I don't think I'm going to be able to do what this bag needs to give it its edge and make it style right. I can't see me putting that together with enough outfits. And I think I'm going to pass on this one as well. Even though something about me wants to love it because I love the twist, but I just don't see it in this one. So those are 10 of the Louis Vuitton bags that I just don't love and aren't the ones that are going to make me spend my money. I do have a recent video where I go through and react to other new releases of Louis Vuitton, and I will link that above in case you're interested in looking at any of those and having a bit of a laugh whenever we go through them. And some of them I absolutely love. Some of them I'm not so sure about, but it's an interesting video if you're interested in Louis Vuitton releases and Louis Vuitton bags. Let me know what you've thought about this one. Even if you disagree with me on everything I've said, let me know in the comment box. I can take it. I can take it when you don't agree with my opinions. That's what's brilliant about fashion and brilliant about handbags, that we all love different things, and I think it keeps it interesting. Thank you so much for watching me. If you have enjoyed this in any way, please do consider giving it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, please do consider subscribing. And if you're not done with me yet, I'm going to leave another video on the screen for you to enjoy. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching me. Please take care, and I will see you again in the next one.